All right, hello and welcome everybody to episode 43 of AEW All Elite Again TEW IX series. I'm Hijo de Amigo. And I mean, yeah, let's get straight to it. On this episode, we're gonna book first collision. So yeah, that's the big thing we're doing on this episode. Hello, Kirubi watching. Nice to see you. um, yeah, and on the first collision, we're gonna have CM Punk is gonna debut. We in the last episode we ran full gear and we had Don Callis do a promo of Tony Khan where he teased a big surprise, and yeah, the surprise is gonna be Punk. He hasn't even debuted yet and he's already annoyed. That's so funny. But yeah, this is gonna be happening. Also, just in case you happen to be clicking on this episode and you haven't watched any of the series, yeah, we decided to put Collision on Monday, so we're gonna collide with Raw every week. Yeah, I just thought it'd give us something fun to do, kind of try to outdo WWE every week, which, shouldn't be too hard. WWE in 2020, yeah, it shouldn't be. So yeah, that's what's gonna go down. Let's see. I've got a couple of plans for the show, a few matches. So we're going to do a CM Punk debut angle, of course. Bryan Danielson's going to cut a promo. We're going to do some Latin Mafia stuff. But yeah, aside from that, I don't have too much planned out for this stream. I really just didn't have time, honestly. The stream is also a lot later than it normally is. Again, I just didn't have the time. But, we're going to just try our best. We're just going to wing it. Yeah, I don't always like to have to just wing it, but what's the worst that can happen? All right. Man, these are a lot of morale. Yeah, we got Trinity coming in, Mickey James coming in. Brandy Rhodes is the manager without clients. Aren't you managing Cody? Why do I not see it? Cody doesn't have him. Cool. You know what? We have a few people with morale issues. Let's just give everyone a bonus. We are coming off of a very successful pay-per-view, which we got a 97. Yeah. Whoops, looking for entire roster. There we go. Crazy score for pay-per-view, and it was straight up a Raw 97. We didn't get the wide selection of angles bonus. We just straight up did that, and I believe we only had like one. Seems inaccurate. Okay, yeah, that's more like it. It's gonna cost $1 million, $1.3 million to give everyone 10 grand. But screw it. We had a very successful pay-per-view, so everybody gets a bonus. All right, well, that fixed some people's morale issues. That's good. And I guess speaking of the pay-per-view, yeah, 97. Main event, Cody Rhodes defeated Adam Page to retain the world title. Got a 90. Bryan Danielson won the AEW Prime title in a three-way against Walter and Swerve. Jon Moxley beat Kenzo Miyahara in a match that got a 96. And I believe the only match that we gave a creative finish to was the Latin Mafia match. If we had some more creative finishes, this could have easily been on the show. Easily. Also, just looking at it now, I think we may have overdone it with the angles, which definitely didn't help us in getting the angle bonus. So yeah, that's just something to remember for our next pay-per-view. Maybe not this many angles. This is a lot. But yeah, the show got a 97. So yeah, we're coming in hot. It's time for the very first collision. CM Punk's gonna debut. Do we need to borrow Kaylee Ray? I don't know if I'm gonna book her. Let's just get her in here anyways. Let's just get her in here anyways. This might be something we may see in real life coming soon. WWE just did their annual roster cuts, and unfortunately, she was one of those people. And it always sucks to see a bunch of people lose their jobs you know, and I don't like to be a guy like, oh, well, now they can go wrestle in another place. But, you know, Kaylee Ray, I could definitely. She just seems like the type of wrestler AEW would hire, honestly. All right, but enough about Kaylee Ray. It's time for Collision. Who's this guy? Hey, the very first episode of Collision. Nobody's getting the night off. All hands on deck. I'm trying to remember where we ran the pay-per-view. I think it was in the tri-state. I want to say. Actually, yeah, I think we ran it at Arthur Ashe Stadium. I could be wrong about that, but I'm gonna say that's what we did. So yeah, we're gonna stay in the tri-state. You know, this is 2 nights later. Please, game. All right, so let's see where we can go. Let's go. Let's hit up the Nassau Coliseum. Why not? It's a pretty important, prestigious venue for an important, prestigious show. With the debut of a guy who thinks he's very important and prestigious. All right. Let's try to get some finishes. You know, while booking the pay-per-view, I realized we're kind of lacking in that department. A bit of a gamble will not help us. Let's try again. Oh, near certainty for Kenny Omega. Okay, that's useful. All right, and how about an angle? Oh, near certainty for Walter. Oh, we can use that. Yeah. All right, cool. Decent meeting. Oh, Maria Kanellis and Kenny Omega got into a heated argument. Do we have to take you off the booking team, Kenny Omega? We're not going to get rid of Maria. She's better. Davina Rose willing to put over Martina. They're both baby faces. I don't, you know, maybe. All right, training. More training. Madison Eagle's been hanging out with Bryce Remsburg lately. Okay. Dragon Lee and Rina Yamashita hanging out. That, you know, that's a more interesting pairing actually than, you know, Madison Eagles and Bryce Remsburg. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Dragon Lee and Rina Yamashita. I'm like, huh, interesting. All right, that's all that's happening. All right, good. CM Punk not throwing any tantrums yet. He will be soon. Oh yeah, and if you notice here, because I want this show to run against Raw, if we would have just done the same Amazon Prime deal, it would have been on demand. So instead, I went and I got its own TV deals. It's on TNT in the US. So that way it can specifically run at the same time as Raw. Because fuck WWE. You know, if you thought what we did to NXT was bad, just wait when you see what we do to Raw. All right, and you know, first things first. First episode of the new show. No reason to beat around the bush. Let's just get straight into it. CM Punk's debut. All right, how are we gonna start this off? Let's have Don Callis is in the ring to start off the show. Should we have? No, just Don Callis I think is good. So Don Callis is in the ring. He's getting booed, of course. You know, he's going to talk a little bit about how, you know, I wish I was standing here next to Swerve Strickland and we had the AEW Prime Championship in our possession, but rest assured, we will get that championship soon. But that's not why I'm here today. That's not what I came here to talk about. 2 nights ago at the pay-per-view, I promised you guys a major surprise. And tonight I'm here to deliver. So whatever your expectations were, get ready to have them blown out of the water. Because here he comes, the newest member of the AEW roster and the newest member of my personal stable under my management. Yeah, and then we're going to have CM Punk. Let's do Swerve off screen. Bryan Danielson off screen and Walter off screen. Just, since he did reference that match. All right, new part. This is definitely a surprise. And we're gonna have CM Punk come out. Oh boy. All right, so CM Punk's here. We are straight up just gonna bring him in as a heel. I don't. In real life, he showed up in AEW. He kind of, he got a hero's welcome. Everybody was excited to see him. They ran a bunch of storylines and angles of him as a babyface before he eventually turned on the company. But I don't want to do any of that. I want him to come in. He's gonna cut a promo. The crowd's cheering for him at first. It's he's saying typical wrestling stuff like, "Wow, it feels so good to be back in front of you, passionate wrestling fans." The crowd, they're eating it up. But then somewhere in the middle of the promo, his tone is gonna shift. It's gonna get a little sour, and he's gonna start to talk about how when AEW was first being spoken about as just a concept. It wasn't even a company at the time. It was just an idea. I had a conversation with Tony Khan, and he let me know exactly what AEW would be like, and I said, no, thank you. And do you want to know why I said that? It's because he told me that he was going to have nerds and losers like Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks as EVPs in charge of the company. And I'm thinking to myself, what kind of idiot is this guy? He's going to run this company straight into the ground. And well, by some miracle, as it would turn out, he hasn't done that. And it turns out that AEW has been a bit successful. So you know what? I'll give it that. God, this is such a promo. I'm turning into CM Punk. I hate this. Anyways, he's going to start... he's going to shit on the Young Bucks and CM Punk. And he's going to talk about how now that he is here in AEW, the old AEW that people know is over, and it's time for them to get used to CM Punk's AEW. Things are about to change around here, whether people in the back like it or not. So yeah, that's basically the gist of it. I can't do it as good as he would. I'm not an asshole. Maybe he'll take some jabs at them about how, like, oh wow, you're so famous, people on the internet love you. You make these funny little YouTube videos. I main evented shows for the biggest company in the world. So yeah, CM Punk coming in, he's just bitter and sour and a jerk immediately. We're gonna use the angle ID on this too. Probably doesn't need it. He has really good oh, we don't have an angle idea for this for Walter. Is 8 minutes long enough? I'm tempted to give him even more, but we're gonna leave it at 8. That's fine. All right, yeah, so we're definitely gonna open the show with this. And you know what? I thought of this just because CM Punk's debuting on the show, but yeah, here we're gonna book a tag team match right now. Let's get, where are you at? Oh, Ilya Dragunov from Dev. Let's call him up. And let's call up Colt Cabana. If CM Punk was already mad, he's gonna go behind the curtain and see Colt Cabana and be like, God damn it, Tony! Head straight to Tony Khan immediately. I want this guy banned from Collision. Alright, but yeah, anyways, they're gonna be taking on Jon Moxley and Pac from the Death Riders. Let's do Colt Cabana, Ilya Dragunov. I kind of love this team. Got like the silliness of Colt Cabana combined with the sheer intensity of Dragunov. We're just gonna give him 10 minutes. Let's have. You know, Mox just got a big win at the pay-per-view. Let's give Pac a win. I feel like we never do that. We just keep having him eat losses. All right, open match. We're gonna do clean win. Wait, let's go ahead and put the other Death Riders at ringside. Let's get Fergal in there. Let's get Shingo. All right, so yeah, coming off his 96 match at the pay-per-view, we're gonna have him wrestle in the very first match on Collision. All right, now we're heading straight into another angle. What should we call this? Let's say this is a foreshadowing. All right, so we are backstage, and we have Renee Paquette interviewing still the world champion, Cody Rhodes. You know, she's asking him questions like, Cody, you are the AEW world champion still. How does it feel to be here on the very first episode of Collision? And, you know, Cody Rhodes is going to talk about how, you know, people doubted me. People thought that I wouldn't be standing here still holding this belt. But I hope those people feel extremely stupid right now. I don't know. Yeah, he's just going to, you know, he's going to cut a promo. Let's just have it be Cody and Brandy for now. We're gonna do Adam Page off screen, Sting off screen. Which remember, during the course of the match, at some point, I had it so that he bashed Sting with the championship, and Adam Page's concern cost him the match. Or actually, no. Let's do character development for this. 4 minutes. We're gonna have a 1 minute part. I always forget to have the angles be backstage. All right, separate 1 minute part. Oh, wait, let's just paste. Get Adam Page out of there. Get Sting out of there. All right, so now Cody Rhodes, he has cut his promo. He turns around. He's about to walk away to leave. And who is standing there? But none other than Jon Moxley and the Death Riders. So yeah, basically Jon Moxley won his match, walked backstage. Cody Rhodes is cutting the promo. And yeah, he just kind of walked straight up to where Cody Rhodes is cutting the promo. And he's basically going to... Well, first of all, he's going to congratulate Cody on defending the championship at the pay-per-view, and he's going to say, like, but, you know, just to let you know, I'm coming for my belt. So yeah, even though they're both heels, Jon Moxley, he's sending the message now. He got his big win over Kento Miyahara. So yeah, you know, he's feeling good about himself. He's got his groove back. It's time for him to get back in the title picture. All right. So yeah, full disclosure here. Our next kind of big show coming up was going to be Winter is Coming. But, you know, now that we have Collision going, I figure it can be a 2-night event. It could be like Winter is Coming Collision and Winter is Coming Dynamite. So on one of those shows, I'm thinking of doing some type of 6-man match where Cody's going to defend the championship, and Jon Moxley's going to be one of the guys in the match. It'll also probably have like Adam Page, Kento Miyahara, Andrade would definitely be cool, and some 6-person. I don't know. We haven't worked out all the details, but that's what's going on here. All right, let's see. What other notes did I write for the show? Not many. Oh yeah, also on the pay-per-view, Mia Yim betrayed Davina and joined Odeyo Tai, so we're gonna have them have a match here. Oh, and actually, you know what? God, we're using a lot of ROH people on the first episode of Collision. I hope that's not a bad thing, but you know, this is a good chance for us to get Suri in there. So let's get Suri and Roxy. All right, so we've got Odeyo Tai, we've got Kagetsu, Mia Yim, and we're gonna go Rina Yamashita. Excuse me. All right, and on the other side, let's have them face Kaylee Ray, who we did borrow her from Stardom. So yeah, let's get her in here. Suri and Roxy. Should be a good match. And you know, yeah, let's give Kagetsu the win. And we'll put Hazuki and Konami at ringside. And let's screw it. Let's have one of them do a distraction. All right, so that's good. Not really a big match, but you know, just yeah. Basically, the reasoning behind putting Mia Yim and in Odeyo Tai is that I'm hoping that her overness can kind of rub off on Kagetsu and Rina. No, and hopefully one of them can get over too. Because yeah, they've been we've had them here for a while now, and none of them are over. Hana Kimura is over, but she's no longer in the group. So yeah, hopefully this is the start of that. Oh, you know what? I have another match I want to book that I didn't write down. But yeah, I've talked a lot about how I want to start a cruiserweight division or maybe a junior heavyweight division. I don't really know yet what we're gonna call it. We'll probably end up going for cruiserweight. I mean, but yeah, since we're gonna do that, I figure we can do like we can just start booking cruiserweight matches on division. Basically, is all I'm trying to say. So let us yet again dip into the ROH roster. All right, Wheeler Yuta, you're in. You know, Kip Sabian. I made him the leader of his stable, which is it's Kip Sabian, Chris Ridgway, Robbie Eagles, and Julia. I was inspired because I saw that Julia and Kip Sabian are dating. So yeah, he's the leader of the group, but Chris Ridgway, like their stats are about even, I'd say. Maybe he's got better psychology, but he's a lot more over. So yeah, I don't know what to do. I thought about making Chris Ridgway the leader maybe, but he doesn't. I feel like Chris Sabian has got the look, you know? There's supposed to be a bunch of like snobbish yet stylish and annoying kind of smarmy like, you know, like I would describe them as like characters out of like a Guy Ritchie movie, you know? They're all kind of annoying. But yeah, Chris Ridgway, more popular, better wrestler, maybe, possibly. doesn't have good charisma. Kip Sabian got a bit of Riz. But not as popular. I don't know. We'll leave Kip Sabian as the leader for now. Let's get him in this match. This is a very long tangent just to talk about Kip Sabian. Laredo Kid. You know, he's technically under 205. So yeah, let's get him in here too. All right, so that's two baby faces and two heels and a baby face. Can we do this actually? We can't do gender? All right, whatever, that's fine. Oh, right, it's because that's... All right, let's see. Cruiserweight preview match. We got Wheeler Yuta. We got Kip Sabian. We got, who was the other guy? Just borrowed. Oh, Laredo Kid. Let's get Darby Allin in there. I believe he's got some pop. Yeah, he's recognizable. Oh, we should definitely get Leo Rush in there. All right, who should the last person? Let's see. We got babyface, heel, babyface, babyface. All right, we need another heel. Not crazy about these. We could do Chris Brooks. It's weird that he's technically a cruiserweight, but I guess he is. Although he has chilly momentum. Oh man, that's bad. Or we can do Black Taurus of or Demonic Flamita from Latin Mafia. Definitely don't want to use Jimmy Jacobs as a cruiserweight, even though he definitely is. I feel like he has... he just gives off more of a heavyweight vibe, even though he's not a big dude, if that makes sense. As does Tom Lawler and Fergal Devitt. Alright, we're gonna go Chris Brooks, I guess. All right, we're gonna give them 10 minutes, and we're gonna tell them to steal the show. So yeah, we're just gonna send out 6 guys that we don't book that often out there, and the crowd's gonna be like, "What the hell's going on here?" But then they're gonna start doing cool spots, and the crowd's gonna be like, "Ah, yeah, I like this." All right, who should we give the win to? You know what? We're gonna give it to Wheeler Yuta. Yeah. He probably isn't as popular as like Leo Rush, but yeah, I would like for him to win this. Let's have it be a flash pinfall. Who can he beat? Let's have him beat Chris Brooks. Sorry, Chris. All right, so yeah, this is just a preview of the action that we will be having every week moving forward on Collision. All right, so it's a little less than half of the show booked. All right, we're doing okay. Book another angle. Do Melissa Santos? And she is backstage with Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega, he's coming off of a win over MJF at the pay-per-view in a singles match. So yeah, he's basically going to talk about how I proved yet again at Full Gear that, it's not just hype. It's not, people don't just call me the best bout machine because it's a cute nickname. They call me that because they believe that. I've proven myself time and time again, and if people want to continue to doubt me, that's fine, but I'm going to keep proving them wrong. And then she's going to you know what? Actually, I feel like how we're gonna play this is that he is going to make kind of a indirect comment to CM Punk, where he's gonna, at the end of his promo, he's gonna say, and to any of the doubters or the people that want to run their mouths about me, I'm not hard to find. So he's kind of throwing it out there, like, hey, if there's anybody has anything bad to say about me, I'm right here backstage. Is doubters a word, and is this how you spell it? I don't know. Don't like the way that looks. Also, this is not how you spell wrong. What is happening? But anyways, yeah, let's make this 3 minutes backstage. Kenny Omega kind of taking a light dig at CM Punk. Nothing too crazy. He's not going to call him out by name, and he's not going to kind of go off the rails. Just kind of a jab at him. Right. All right, let's book yet again another angle. This time it's going to be Bryan Danielson. He's going to come down to the ring, basically just to celebrate having won the AEW Prime Championship. He's gonna put over AEW. He's gonna put over the former champion Walter. He's gonna thank the crowd for being behind him. And he's gonna talk about how, there was times in the past few years where I thought I may never wrestle again. And so for me to come back and win a championship, it just means so much to me. Walter off screen, or Swerve, Don, I guess. All right, we're gonna do a second part here where we're gonna have Swerve Strickland. He's gonna come out. And remember, Bryan Danielson, he pinned Swerve in the match to win the championship. But even so, Swerve Strickland is going to come out and he's basically going to say, like, Bryan Danielson, you're lucky that you came out of that match with the championship. You know that you couldn't beat me straight up one-on-one, blah, blah, blah. And Bryan Danielson's going to call him a hypocrite because he's going to say, you didn't want to face me one-on-one. I challenged you, and like the coward you are, you hid behind your manager, Don Callis, and you didn't want to face me one-on-one. And Swerve Strickland, he's going to kind of say, like, he's going to try to egg him on and say that he should get a title shot. And Bryan Danielson's going to look to the crowd and he's going to be like, I don't know, guys. Do you think Swerve Strickland deserves a title shot? To which, of course, they're going to say no. And, as this is happening, the promo is going to reach a point where, it seems like Swerve Strickland's getting really mad and he's going to head down to the ring and he's going to fight Bryan Danielson. Then, yeah, here comes the third part. We're going to have Ring Camp show up and they're just going to show up and beat down Bryan Danielson. Yeah, we're gonna do Bryan Danielson victim. Timothy Thatcher attacker. Soul attacker. We'll even have Walter attack him, I guess. And, you know, at this point, Swerve Strickland, he's not stupid. He sees Ring Camp in the ring beating the hell out of Bryan Danielson, and we're gonna see him in the background kind of throw his hands up like, oh, I don't have anything to do with this. I'm just gonna get out of here, I guess. This isn't my issue. Yeah, Swerve's out of there. Bryan Danielson, he's getting beaten down. I guess Don Callis doesn't need to be off screen for every part. All right, and then we're gonna end it with a quick fourth part where Walter is basically gonna say, like, you know, Bryan Danielson, you didn't beat me for the championship, you beat him. So if anybody is going to get the first title shot against you, it's going to be me. You know, as he lifts up Bryan Danielson, the beaten Bryan Danielson's head off the canvas. Walter he's pissed. Walter, Bryan Danielson, what should he be doing? Should he be selling, I guess? Dramatic acting, maybe? No, he'll have him sell. And I guess by this point, Swerve Strickland he's gone already. He's out. He did not want those problems. Okay, yeah, we're gonna use the Walter angle idea for this. So hopefully it does well. All right, yeah. So we've done Bryan Danielson versus Walter before, but we're setting up the rematch basically. We need 53 more minutes. Also, you know what? I was just thinking about this. Let's see something. Kenny Omega's in the world title storyline and Adam Page isn't. That seems wrong, but okay. We're gonna take him out of this. Sting can stay in there. AJ Styles, you're out. This is extremely hot, but I feel like Adam Page should just be in the world titles. So yeah, I think even though this is extremely hot, we're just gonna end it and we're just gonna move Adam Page to this. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna add a new storyline. We're gonna call this Punk versus the Elite. Oh well, damn. Actually, we're just gonna call it Punk versus Omega for now because I forgot the Young Bucks are the tag champs and they're in the tag title storyline. So yeah, it's just gonna be Punk and Omega. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to do that since this is a storyline we're doing now. Okay. Oh, right, Latin Mafia promo. I almost forgot about that, which we definitely don't want to do. All right, so at the pay-per-view, I keep recapping what happened last time, but whatever, we're going to recap it anyways. At the pay-per-view, Latin Mafia won a Tornado Cibernetico, with the stipulation being that the final elimination was on the losing team would either have to join Latin Mafia, or if it was the baby faces, Latin Mafia would disband. So yeah, Penta lost the match. He was the final elimination. He has been forced to join Latin Mafia. So what we're gonna start doing is we're gonna set up a heel. And yeah, he's an amazing heel. He has a poor gimmick. Should we do a gimmick change too, I guess? But we don't have any gimmick ideas. That's fine. All right, so what are we gonna call the gimmick? Let's just call it like a Fallen Penta or like Dark Penta, maybe. Yeah, let's do Dark Penta. Okay, it's creative and unique. Okay, yes. All right, so hear me out, guys. Hear me out. My idea here for this is that, you know, Latin Mafia, they've got him in their clutches, as well as Dragon Lee, by the way, who they they brought out on a crucifix at the pay-per-view, just in case you didn't watch the last episode. So we're gonna have them cut this promo. Let's see. Let's say they're talking to RJ City for some reason. And in this promo, they're gonna talk about winning the match, of course, and how they hope everybody now sees the strength of the Latin Mafia and knows better than to go against their word and challenge their supremacy. And yeah, when the topic of where is Penta comes up, they're not going to outright say it, but they're going to imply. It's going to be subtly hinted at that Penta is being tortured or otherwise coerced into Andrade is going to imply basically that there's darkness in everyone, and sometimes it's deep down inside, but for someone like Penta, it's right there just waiting to be let out. So yeah, they're kind of teasing that we're going to see Dark Penta soon. Let's get Latin Mafia in there. This is so many dudes. Do we want Santana to stand here with his broken forward collarbone? No, he doesn't have to be here. Yeah, poor Santana. Penta off screen. Dragon Lee off screen. Let's also do Eddie Kingston off screen, I guess. And do we have an angle idea for any of these guys? Okay. All right, actually, you know what? Let's book our main events. Or wait, no. We need a co-main event before we book our main event. So let's figure this out. All right, there's definitely a bunch of people on the card. We need a storytelling in Wild Raw, of course. I've been thinking I need to figure out how to bring back the End Time, Jimmy Jacobs, Brody King, and Punishment Martinez. I really like that group, but it's like after they were done with their whatever their last feud was, I think it was Eddie Kingston. I just didn't. Oh wait, no, it was against the Young Bucks. I just didn't have anything for them to do. So I'm tempted to just bring them back in a wild brawl here, but I don't. It wouldn't be leading to anything. It would just be a match, just for the sake of nothing. So yeah, maybe we don't do that. You know what? Why don't we do this? And yeah, speaking of matches, just for the sake of a match, I guess this would be one too. Kento Miyahara had a really good match at the pay-per-view. And even though he lost, I figure, his stock has risen. So let's get him on the show. And let's have him face his old rival, Joe Doring. Have I ever booked this match? Oh. Alright, no, I booked them in a couple of tag matches, but never a singles. So hopefully this does good. I know Joe Doring doesn't really get the best ratings for us. Yeah, we can't click on the match. Doesn't really get the best ratings for us, but I'm kind of just hoping these guys have chemistry together. Feel like they should have chemistry with each other, but you never know. Let's get these guys at ringside too. Or you know what? No, let's not get them at ringside. Let's just have Kento Miyahara win the damn match. No shenanigans. No funny business. He doesn't have the stamina. Right. Well, alright. 10 minutes is fine, I guess. Alright, so yeah, I want this to serve as our co-main event, I guess. God, that's a little short for our co-main. I'm a little disappointed. Let's see, is there anybody else we can book then? I like Joe Doring, but I mean, there's always Brody King, but again, we're bringing him back in to not go into a storyline just to face Kento Miyahara. I mean, I guess there's nothing stopping us from doing that. Yo, what about Minoru Suzuki? How's his stamina? Oh, not great either. Damn. Boiled again. All right, you know what? Screw it. Just wrestle Joe. Whatever. Maybe we make this match slightly longer then. This is already a steal to show. Let's just make this a storytelling match. Cool, got that out the way. Right, we got 34 minutes. Let's see. I know an angle and a match. We may have to come up with some more stuff, but let's see what we can do. Angle. All right, backstage. So basically, my idea here is that the Kento Miyahara Joe Doring match ends. Kento Miyahara is in the ring celebrating, and the commentators are going to be like, "Oh my, we're being given word that there is a situation unfolding backstage. We're not quite sure what's going on." And it's going to cut backstage. There's a lot of commotion and chaos and like people arguing. And basically what's going on is that CM Punk has decided that he needs to confront Kenny Omega because he's so mad at Kenny Omega kind of taking a little shot at him in his promo. That yeah, he's there's basically a big brawl going on. Like we're gonna see them fighting and people trying to break it up. So let's call this. I guess this would be hype, right? 2 minutes backstage. Yeah, we're basically bringing in CM Punk and going straight to brawl out. We're like, look, we're not gonna pretend that he's a good guy. We're just gonna go straight to him being an asshole. So yeah, we're just gonna have this be CM Punk fighting, Kenny Omega fighting. Let's put the Young Bucks there as background players, maybe. Maybe they're part of the people trying to break it up. Let's have Don Callis there. Tony Khan should be there. Anybody else? I don't know. I don't know. That's good, I think. Yeah, they're fighting backstage. So we do a second part. Yeah, let's do a second 1 minute part where CM Punk is going to angrily shout a promo, essentially. First day on the job and I already got to put up with this childish bullshit. Kenny Omega, we're gonna background. Maybe he's being held back as CM Punk's doing this. And let's have Don Callis be there too. Actually, kind of trying to talk Punk down. Like, all right, Punk, come on. All right, Punk, let's go. Let's get out of here. All right, actually, I have another angle I want to do. It's gonna be a quick 3-minute one. Or no, we're gonna have this be 2 minutes backstage. Let's do Bryan Danielson, Melissa Santos. And, Bryan Danielson, he's all beat up backstage, and he's basically gonna look to Melissa Santos, and he's gonna say, like, you know what, Walter, you say that it wasn't fair, that it was a triple threat match, and you want me one-on-one. Well, you know what? I agree. God damn it, I agree. So how about this? No, why wait? Why wait? How about you and me next week on Collision? And, just to make sure that nobody else gets involved in the match, why don't we do it inside of a fucking steel cage? So yeah, steel cage. Bryan Danielson versus Walt. Although the only thing that my only concern here is that I was saying I wanted to do like a big 6-person world title match. I was thinking that could have been a cage match, but I really do want this to be a cage match. I just think Bryan Danielson versus Walter in a cage sounds sick. So I think I saw we had a Bryan Danielson. Ooh, it's only likely. We're not gonna use it. Oh yeah, so we're going WWF Warzone style rival match, baby. Bryan Danielson cutting the promo on him. Man, we still have 29 more minutes. Jeez. All right, and it's time for our or well, you know, I was gonna say it's time for our main event, but I've kind of gone back and forth on this. I originally was thinking about having the main event of this show being the Young Bucks defending their tag titles against the Latin Mafia, so probably like Garza and Black Taurus, maybe. But then I changed my mind and I was like, oh well, why don't we make it a trios match and get Kenny Omega in there also? But now I'm thinking he's got all this stuff going on backstage. He's been cutting all these promos. Doesn't You know what? Whatever. We're gonna do the trios match. Kenny Omega, Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson. Let's do Ortiz, Garza, and Black Taurus. All right, so I guess you can say title implications here. Maybe like obviously, if Latin Mafia won this match, they would be in line for a tag title shot. But here we're gonna do Midway Edition. So we're gonna have it that the match starts and that the commentators are gonna be like, "Well, this was scheduled to be a trios match. Kenny Omega's supposed to be in here, but right now he's backstage with the medical team after getting into an altercation with CM Punk." So yeah, the match is gonna start. Kenny Omega's not there. It's 2-on-3, but then eventually Kenny Omega's gonna run out from backstage, and he's got a big old shiner. He got sucker punched by CM Punk. Right, and that being said, we're gonna have Kenny Omega get the win. And what I want to do is let's do interference. We're gonna have Ortiz taken out by Eddie Kingston. Also, let's put the other Latin Mafia members at ringside. So many of them. Yeah, so things are gonna look super bleak for the Elite, and then Eddie Kingston is gonna kind of help them get the win, much to the dismay of Latin Mafia. Do we have a finish we could use for this match? Oh, but we have a Kenny Omega near certainty. That's exactly what we need. Hell yeah. I forgot we got that. Right, it's good. All right, so that's our main event. We still need to book 10 more minutes. So maybe, let's see here. Look. I kind of want the Briscoes to go. Have the Briscoes challenged for the titles? Let me see. View defenses. Let's see. The Young Bucks defeated FTRCU. FTR. End time defeated the Young Bucks. Oh, they did beat the Briscoes already. Well, I don't know. I feel like since the Briscoes beat Beer Money at the pay-per-view, it would just make sense for them to cut a promo saying that they're setting their sights on the tag titles. Just a quick little promo from them. And we'll have Bobby Roode off screen, Storm off screen. And yeah, the Young Bucks. Although, see, the thing with the Briscoes is we just had them, like, they haven't even been here that long, and we've already had them have like full-on feuds with the End Time and then with Beer Money. I mean, I don't mind them going after the tag titles again, but I don't know if that's like a big storyline. I'm kind of at a place with the tag division where I'm not sure where we're going next, if I'm being totally honest. Because it's like we've got the Briscoes, we've got Motor City Machine Gun in Dev, we've got the Kingdom in Dev, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. So I don't know. I'm not too sure where we're going with this, but let's just let them cut a promo. Also, maybe Davina should cut a promo since, you know, she was betrayed by Mia Yim. Yeah, it's definitely an angle that we're gonna have going on. Again, we're just gonna do 3 minutes backstage. Storyline, maybe? God, I feel like we're definitely not gonna get the angle bonus on this show, so I hope the matches do well. This is just gonna be Davina Rose one-on-one with Renee Paquette. Really, just kind of being emotional and talking about how she can't believe like someone who she thought was such a good friend to her, Mia Yim, could do something like this. How she just doesn't get it. Okay. We only need 4 more minutes. Okay. Oh, you know what? Adam Page cut a promo. He did challenge for the world title at the pay-per-view. Give him 3 minutes. Give him 4 minutes. Why not? We'll do Serious. I never use this one. Oh, god damn it. Adam Page is basically going to cut a promo talking about how, you know, he's so concerned for Sting. You know, he does, you know, losing is one thing. He, you know, he knows that if he keeps working, he can get title shots again in the future. He'll have more matches. Losing is not the issue. But his issue is that he just can't believe that Cody Rhodes was stooped so low as to attack a legend like Sting. Although, granted, I'm sure Sting wouldn't hesitate to get involved in the match either, but whatever. Sympathy angle. Oh wait, we didn't even put Sting in the angle. There is a lot of promos on this show, which has kind of been becoming the norm for us lately. Like, yeah, we're only at 63% matches. Should we make some of these longer? Maybe I wanted this to be longer. Yeah, even 1 minute longer is too long. All right, you know what, dude? I'm sorry. I really wanted to book this match, but it might just have to be like Brian Cage or something. Well, he's not. He's not the best. He's orange. I think that's why Brian Cage's ratings have been so bad. I keep booking him in matches. Like, he's got good stats, and then he gets like a 43. And Moose Brawl. Yes, he can. Okay. And he's not orange. Okay, so yeah. Sorry, Joe Doring. We're gonna go with Moose. All right, there we go. We only gave the match a couple more minutes here. Let's do. Is 15 too long? Are we overusing Moose? No, we're not. Okay. Dude, and I still don't know what we're doing with AJ Styles. Again, I just haven't had time to like sit down and come up with future plans. I came up with some stuff like an hour before I started streaming. All right, yeah. So I guess this is going to be our first collision. It's certainly a show. We've got CM Punk debuting. We've got Kenny Omega cutting promos. We've got CM Punk fighting Kenny Omega backstage. The Elite versus Latin Mafia is a cool match. Also though, before we run this show, I want to book a post-show dark match. You know, I really don't know what. I don't know if CM Punk is going to be rusty or not. So we're going to, you know, it's his debut show. I kind of want to throw throw the crowd a bone. So yeah, we're going to have a post-show dark match where CM Punk is going to wrestle. Let's do Punk, Swerve, and Ricky Starks. Let's see, who can they wrestle? Let's do Chris Hero, Kenta, and let's see, we need one more guy. I'm tempted to do Bryan Danielson, but I don't, you know, Bryan Danielson got beaten down on the show. It would be kind of weird if he came out for this dark match and then lost. So Tommaso Ciampa, he's here. Why not? All right, and we're gonna have CM Punk get the win. And we're gonna do Tainted. All right. Let me just check that CM Punk is being managed. No, yeah, he should be being managed by Don Callis. All right, so this is our first episode of Collision. New show, new people are here. Stuff's going down. Let's run the show. I don't even have a prediction. Let's just run the show. All right, we're starting off pretty hot. The debut of CM Punk gets an 87. Thank God. The part with Don Callis alone didn't do that well, but yeah, the part with CM Punk did really good. So yeah, thank God. It's not it's not one of those cases where we sign someone who has promo skills, but then their promos for some reason are bad. So, all right, we're off to a hot start. All right, and just to piss off CM Punk, here's Colt Cabana. We've got the Death Riders, John Moxley and Pac, getting a win over Colt Cabana and Ilya Dragunov. In a match that gets a 73. Pretty good match. Pretty good. Oh, wow. Wow. An 88 for this. Wow. I'm surprised. Yeah, John Moxley's back. He's back. All we had to do was give him a bunch of money and book him to win a match on pay-per-view. Now all of a sudden his promos are good and his matches are better. Mox is back. Yeah, 88 for the Cody Rhodes, kind of his victory promo, talking about his match at the pay-per-view, and a showdown, a confrontation with John Moxley. 88. Right now we've got a 6-woman action. Odeo Tai, Kagetsu, Mia Yim, and Rina Yamashita getting a win over Kaylee Ray, Suri, and Roxy. Pretty much just kind of trying to get Odeo Tai over, you know. They all did about the same, which is interesting considering that Mia Yim's recognizable and the other two are not. And I mean, hopefully Roxy and Suri get something from this, please, for the love of God. Ooh, the Davina Rose promo, not great. All right. Yeah, Davina Rose kind of not on the hottest run she's ever been on here in our company. I'll say that. Although she did win at the pay-per-view, technically. She did win the match. She just got beat up after. Oh, a 75 promo from the Briscoe brothers. Hell yeah, man. Briscoe brothers calling their shot. They want the Young Bucks. They want another crack at the gold. Maybe we should have them. I kind of want to have them feud with FTR, but then the thing is that they were just feuding with the Young Bucks too. So it's like, well, we're gonna go back to that again. I don't know. We need to figure it. We got too many good tag teams. What a problem to have. All right, this first backstage segment with Kenny Omega, where he takes a subtle dig at CM Punk, gets a 69. All right, not his best. All right, 6-way cruiserweight scramble. We got Wheeler Yuta, Kip Sabian, Laredo Kid, Darby Allin, Leo Rush, and Chris Brooks. So yeah, just kind of an action match, our steal the show match of the night, and you know it's got some new faces in here: Wheeler Yuta, Kip Sabian, Laredo Kid, coming up from Dev. Although Wheeler Yuta, we've booked him a lot on Dark. Oh yeah, it's got a 78. Wow. Ooh, Darby Allin got an 85. Wow, maybe he should have won the match. Damn. But anyways, yeah, Wheeler Yuta picks up a win here. Wow, another 88 segment. Wow. Yeah, this was the angle where Bryan Danielson cut a promo, Swerve Strickland challenged him, and then Ringkamp beat him up, and then Walter challenged. All right. Yeah, great stuff here. Yeah, the part with Swerve talking got a 92. Man, maybe we should have put the belt on Swerve. All right, Latin Mafia, subtly implying that Penta is going to return as a darker form of himself. Gets an 80. All right, thank you, Andrade. All right, Kento Miyahara and Moose in a wild brawl gets an 82. I'm glad we switched out Joe Doring. I really did want to book Kento Miyahara versus Joe Doring just for just for like lore's sake. Like these guys are both from All Japan. I just thought it would be cool. But unfortunately, Joe Doring not the best stamina. So we went with Moose instead, and it worked out. 82. Yeah, we are at a 91. Man, we gotta keep moving this guy up the card. All right, 75. Emotional promo from Adam Page. Could you do that, Sting? CM Punk and Kenny Omega fighting backstage gets a 70. All right, all right, yeah. I kind of was hoping it would do a bit better, but okay, 70s, okay. So yeah, as CM Punk just got here, things already going haywire. Already starting trouble. All right, another Bryan Danielson promo where he basically accepts Walter's challenge and says, "Let's do it next week on Collision in a steel cage." It's a 71. And our main events, the Elite, Kenny Omega, Nick Jackson, and Matt Jackson versus the Latin Mafia trio of Ortiz, Garza, and Black Taurus. It's a 90. Wow. Ortiz got an 89 in this match, and Kenny Omega only got a 75. What is happening here? Yeah, what a match. Jesus Christ. They definitely over-delivered. Wow. So yeah, and yeah, assist to Eddie Kingston. Oh, and yeah, for a second here, I was confused, but yeah, here's our dark match of the evening. Chris Hero, Kenta, and Tommaso Ciampa taking on CM Punk, Swerve, and Ricky Starks. It's only a 62. Wait, not a surprise, but anyways, that's whatever. CM Punk, he only got a 79, but the game doesn't say anything about him being rusty. So, I'm okay with this, I guess. I was just, I just wanted to make sure that we didn't book him in a big match against Kenny Omega and then the game's like, he's rusty and he gets a 50. All right, yeah. I'm kind of surprised. This match feels like it should have done better, but maybe it being a post-show match affected it too. Oh, okay, yeah, it was penalized as it was post-show and the workers weren't taking it seriously. Yeah, that makes sense. Only an 83? Only an 83? Huh. That's... Fans were disappointed that storylines for... What? 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 We got an 87 promo, an 88 promo, an 88 yeah, an 88 promo. Good match here. A 90 main event. Man, we got robbed. What the hell is this? We got scammed here, man. I know we didn't get the angle bonus, but it felt like this show deserved at least an 85. I'd say. At least, because yeah, we had a ton of good angles and good and quality matches. What the hell, game? What the hell? Right, made 500 G's. We only gained popularity in 2 places in Canada and in Eastern Central Europe. Okay. I mean, yeah, we're like really popular in the US, so it's gonna take like really good shows for us to gain even more popularity. So yeah, I'm kind of not surprised there. All right, but yeah, that was the very first collision. Yeah, you know, we kind of wung it, winged it. I don't know. We kind of booked it on the fly, but I'd say it was still a success. Let's see what Raw did. Hey, 78. We beat them. All right. We didn't beat them as badly as I would have liked, but you know, the important thing is that we still came out on top. So again, successful show. Also, nothing on this show even comes close to the angles or the main event on our show. Mercedes got a 98. Holy, oh my god. Oh, Vince McMahon slammed for booking. They get slammed for booking after every show, but like, does anything ever happen? Like, if you get this note a certain amount of times, does the game like force you to change your booker? Like, does it kick off your whoever's booking the show? I wonder. All right, 2 million views, not not quite the 9 million we get for Dynamite, but you know, this is on cable TV. It's hard. It's not as accessible as Amazon Prime Video, supposedly, according to the mod maker. Ricky Steamboat is a fan of Konami. You know what? I can see that. I could see that. I could see if Ricky Steamboat were to watch Stardom. Rina Yamashita, grueling schedule. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, that was scumbag Alberto El Patron. Repulsive section. You know what? Let's not even read this, dude. This guy's in jail in real life for that shit. All right, so it's Tuesday. Let's advance to Wednesday. And yeah, it's time for Dynamite, or it's going to be time for Dynamite. But before we get to that, I'm not sure what I should even do with Dark. You know, there's part of me, there's a few things we could do. Like, one option would be to just leave it as is and just keep booking it after Dynamite. But I don't know that I want to keep, booking 5 hours of shows per week. Seems like a lot. It really does. And I also thought about maybe just moving it to its own day, and like maybe we could do tapings. We could tape 2 shows at a time or something, so that way it won't be every week. But again, that would just mean that every other week we would have to book 6 hours. I don't know, man. God, it's like Dark is such a useful show to have, though. Like, when you want to get people over, like, it's just so useful, but I just don't want to book that much. Oh, Kimberly's back. Hey, her arm's healed. Cool. Yeah, let's see. Can we make it shorter than 1 hour? We can make it a 30-minute show. What if we do that? Can't remember if the game still makes us do like a steal the show while brawn storytelling though. I feel like it would be hard to fit all of that into half an hour, but I kind of want to give it a try and see. Maybe we don't have to get rid of Dark if that's the case. So we're gonna give it a try. I won't be so hasty as to just get rid of Dark. We'll give it a shot. We'll see. But before we get to that, actually, we've been streaming for about an hour and a half now, so it's time for me to get up and take a quick break. Gonna stretch these legs, drink some of that water, and yeah, when I come back, it is time for us to book some Dynamite. So if you've been enjoying this, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and please don't go anywhere. Woo! All right, we are back, and it's time for us to book some dynamite. All right, now I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I don't have any plans for this show. I was thinking, just based off what we did on Collision, I was thinking we could probably do like Bryan Danielson versus Timothy Thatcher, if we haven't done that already. Um, yeah, and aside from that, I'm not too sure. You know, maybe I do want to get a promo from like Stokely and Awesome Kong. You know, Stokely or Awesome Kong defended the championship at the pay-per-view. So yeah, they should definitely be on the show. It's gonna be an interesting one. Let's see, what day is it? November 18th. Right. I'm thinking we save the Great Lakes trip till till we do CM Punk versus Kenny Omega, which is probably gonna be on Winter is Coming Collision, so a few weeks from now. So yeah, we're gonna hold off on going there. Let's go to the Northwest. Let's go to arena in Washington or Seattle, Washington. Oh, all right. There was a security incident, and we're gonna have less time for our booking team meeting. Great, cool, love that. All right, you know we're kind of turning into an angle company, so let's just give me the angles. Just give me them. A near certainty. Hey. Oh, huh? I'm tempted to go for. Let's try to finish two. Oh, safe bet. All right, cool. All right, went 2 for 2 there. Oh, Roman Reigns wants to hang out backstage. Is he still considered toxic? Let me see. Yes, he is. Damn it. One day. One day. But I mean, you know what? Sure, hang out. Why not? Let's be in his good graces for when we eventually hire him. All right, Flamita had a creative idea, as does Awesome Kong. I get to passing on psychology tips to Hazuki. All right. Training. Adam Page hanging out with Isaiah Cassidy. Fun. Oh, Brian Danielson set up a barbecue. Hold on. Wait. Hold on a second here. Are you sure about that? Are you sure it was Brian Danielson who set up the barbecue? Seems out of character for him. Oh, Swerve and Darby had a blazing argument. Wow, I wonder what that was about. Yim and Andrade bonding. Okay. That's funny. Mia Yim has the people person personality. Andrade has the egomaniac personality. We got an 86 last week, man. So let's see if we can book that Bryan Danielson match I said. Bryan Danielson, Timothy Thatcher. I feel like I've booked this already, but I'm not sure. Oh no, we've never done this? Wow. All right, now the question is, do I make it a tech masterclass for no reason? We don't need to do those in this company, but it would be cool. It probably would be really good. God, we should. See, both of them are better at technical, but we don't need a tech master class. We do need a wild brawl though. So maybe we do that instead. Damn it. You know what? Screw it. We're gonna book this as a tech master class, and if we can't figure out another wild brawl, we'll make this a wild brawl. But we're gonna book this as a tech master class. We're gonna Brian Danson go over open match. Let's do. Go inside. And let's have Walter on commentary. I feel like it's been a while since we've done that. All right, 13-minute non-title match. All right, what else are we doing? I feel like the show should definitely start with an angry CM Punk promo. So let's do that. You know, he's not the world champion, but he is like CM Punk. I guess technically he's our biggest star now. So yeah, I just imagine the show would start, and it would be like a thing where his music doesn't even play. He just comes out from backstage with a microphone yelling. And he's like, you know, I've been in this company for not even a week, and already I've got punk bitches like Kenny Omega thinking that they can take little snide shots at me, little remarks, little smart remarks. That's not how it's gonna fly anymore. That's not how it's gonna go down. If you weren't listening to my promo on Collision, I said this is my company now, Kenny. This is my company. And if you got a problem with that, why don't you come say something to my face so I can kick your ass again? Do CM Punk. Let's have Don Callis with him too. All right, we're gonna do a second part. Where, you know, Kenny Omega, he's not one to, you know, he may not be as vocal or as colorful with his language as CM Punk is, but I wouldn't think of him as someone to back down from being directly called out, you know? So Kenny Omega is going to come out there and he's basically going to say, like, you know, like, well, first things first, nice to meet you, CM Punk. We've literally never even met before, and you show up in my company and you're cutting a promo and you're burying me and you're burying the Young Bucks and you're taking shots and calling the company bad, and I don't know, like, why are you so angry, Punk? What's your problem? I never said anything about you before last week. And he's like, you know, but you're a bit of a hypocrite because you were talking about me first. And of course, CM Punk is a hypocrite, but he's gonna get mad at that and say, like, I'm not a hypocrite, you son of a bitch. Difference between you and me is that I had the balls to address you by name directly, and you have to go make little comments like you know, trying to be all cute. And yeah, they're basically gonna go on like that for a while, and Kenny Omega is gonna be like, well, you know, this is a pro wrestling company. How about we can do it whenever you want? We can do it tonight. We can do it on Collision. Doesn't matter. How about we do it? CM Punk, Kenny Omega, and CM Punk is gonna be like, yeah, Kenny Omega. Of course, you would love that, wouldn't you? You would love for my big return to wrestling to be against someone like you. Well, I'm not gonna give you that honor, Punk. Or Omega, you know, if we wrestle, it's gonna be on my terms, on my time. So yeah, Punk calling him out, but then backing down. Hopefully this is a good angle. We did get a angle idea, but I feel like we should save it for something else. Just, we saw that CM Punk has good mic skills, so hopefully he carries Kenny Omega a bit here. Eh. But we should definitely give Eddie Kingston a promo and maybe even a match. Maybe we can do something like Eddie Kingston, Wagner Jr., and Bandito, maybe? Or Eddie Kingston, or oh yeah, there's also Phoenix, right? Man, how should we do this? Let's do the angle first. Backstage with Eddie Kingston. All right, yeah. After losing the match at the pay-per-view, Eddie Kingston, he was straight up distraught. He was in the ring on hands and knees, pounding the mat, just yelling out of pure anger. I just can't believe that he lost the match and that Penta is now part of Latin Mafia. He didn't save Dragon Lee. Eddie Kingston, he was super pissed. But he's gonna cut a promo here where he's basically gonna say, it wasn't a great night for me at Full Gear. I gotta admit, we lost the match. We lost our boy Penta. Things got real dark for us. But, I left the arena and I gave it a lot of thought. And, it would be real easy for me to just turn my back, to run away, to leave all this behind, just to let somebody else deal with Latin Mafia. But that's not the kind of guy I am. Yeah, basically he's gonna cut a promo saying like, even though he lost, he still has beef with Latin Mafia, and he's not gonna stop coming after them. Penta off screen, Andrade off screen. Eddie Kingston promo. Now let's see. We want him to have a match. God, see, this is why I like to come into these streams with stuff kind of pre-planned, because when you just have it open like this, it's like, well, what do? We can book a match. We can book a tag match. We can book a trios. Let's take a look. Let's look over our heels. Let's take it one step at a time. Why don't we do like, or we will do a trios actually. We'll do Eddie Kingston. Let's do Bandito and Phoenix. We're gonna take on the team of the Butcher, the Blade, and Psycho Clan. We're gonna let Eddie get the win here. You know what, actually, since we're doing this match, how about this? How about we move this promo to the ring instead? Let's just get Melissa out. This is just straight up a random match. It can't, I don't think it can be a steal the show or like a storytelling match. This is just a match, straight up. So let's see what else is going on. We've got women's division stuff. Oh, you know what? Actually, I know what I want to do. I want Bianca Belair to make her return. Maybe she can have a storytelling match with someone. Because yeah, Bianca Belair, she's another person. We have quite a few people on the roster that it's like this, where we brought them in, they're good, they're over. We maybe do a storyline with them, but then we get to a point with them where it's like, I don't really know what to do with you right now. And it's unfortunate, but yeah, Bianca Belair, we definitely want to get her, get her back in the mix. Yeah, she's over, she's popular. I mean, she's over, she's good. And she can wrestle. Let's get somebody from Dev, actually. Yeah, Bianca Belair versus Adam Page. Hold on. Yeah, we need heels. Have I ever had her wrestle Kelly Klein? Okay, no, literally the only time we've booked it, Kelly Klein in AEW was in a dark match. Oh, I should have checked if she has psychology. Alright, she's okay. $10 minutes storytelling. Obviously, Bianca Belair is going over. All right, how about this? We're gonna book an angle where All right, so basically Bianca Belair, she hasn't been around for a while. She just had this match, just won. She's gonna cut a promo basically saying, I know I haven't been around for a while. I've been handling some business outside the ring, but now I'm back, and it's about time that I got myself another shot at the AEW Women's Championship. Awesome Kong, your reign is I don't know. She wants Awesome Kong in a match is all I'm trying to say. All right, so then we're gonna have Stokely and Awesome Kong come out. And I mean, I feel like this is exactly what we have Stokely do every single time somebody tries to challenge Awesome Kong. Stokely Hathaway is just gonna come out and be like, what makes you think you deserve a title shot? You haven't even been here for how many weeks now? And since you've been here in AEW, Bianca Belair, how many title shots have you gotten, huh? You've gotten a title shot against Davina. You've gotten a title shot against Awesome Kong. And each time you've walked out with no championship because you are not championship material. You're never going to win this championship. Nobody's ever going to win this championship. Awesome Kong is going to be the AEW Women's Champion forever. But yeah, he's going to go back and forth with Bianca Belair. Stokely's going to get mad. He's going to send the Angels after him. Stokely's Angels. So stupid. Which we're kind of rehashing angles now. I feel like we've done this pretty much before with Bianca and Awesome Kong, but stick with me here. We're gonna do Alright, so we're gonna have them try to attack Bianca Belair, but here comes Tokyo Cyber Squad to the rescue. We got Hana Kimura making the save, Martina making the save. Should we do Sarah Del Rey too? Sure, why not? Sarah Del Rey is not in Tokyo Cyber Squad, but she's their friend. They've been hanging out. Boom, they're gonna make the save. I think we should just end it at that actually. That they save her and kind of run off Stokely and his Stokely and the girls, basically. But yeah, then there's gonna kind of be an awkward tension between Tokyo Cyber Squad and Bianca Belair, where they're gonna kind of look at each other, and Bianca's gonna kind of, she's not too thrilled that she had to be saved by Tokyo Cyber Squad. All right, and if there was ever an angle on the show that needs an angle idea, it's probably this one. Save being made, but no attacker victims. Oh. I'll have Stokely. All right, yeah. So we're trying to tease things here. I kind of want to get to doing Hana Kimura versus Awesome Kong again. So I think what we're gonna do is, we're gonna kind of have an angle where Bianca and Hannah both want the shot, and they're gonna have to face each other for it. Which, have I booked that match already? I don't know. No, I don't think we ever have. Yeah, we definitely have. So yeah, that's probably gonna be happening pretty soon. Bianca Belair versus Hana Kimura. All right, so what other angles we got? All right, John Moxley has kind of made it known that he wants Cody Rhodes. We got all the Don Callis stuff going on. There's so many people involved in that. Of course, the Latin Mafia storyline. We should definitely give them another promo so they can tease Pence's heel turn a bit more. Eddie Kingston's not even in this. Where is he? Huh. Yeah, how is he not in that storyline already? All right, we need to steal the show, and we still need a wild brawl, and we need a main event. So yeah, we need everything. Yeah, what should we do? Let's see here. Who was I? So I keep saying I want to do like a 6-man with Cody defending the title. So who would be in that? Thinking like Cody, Adam Page, John Moxley, Kento, Andrade, and someone else. All right, so I guess one of those guys should probably main event this show. Maybe Adam Page. He lost at the pay-per-view, so we can have him beat somebody here. We have him beat CM Punk. That'd be funny. Zack Sabre Jr., we don't book him enough, but he's really good and he's still recognizable somehow. Brody Lee, Brody King. You know what? Screw it. Adam Page, Brody King. I keep looking at Brody King and wanting to book him, so let's just book him. And we've surprisingly never done this before. Wow. That's crazy. 15 minutes. It is the main event. We're gonna have him do a wild brawl. Adam Page is gonna win. I don't know how we're gonna set this match up. Maybe we just give Adam Page some kind of backstage promo and have God, what is their name again? Have the End Time return in that promo. I feel like that would be very on brand for them, just to kind of stroll back in like not like they haven't been on and say some weird cryptic bullshit. And Adam Page is like, what? There's our main event. And you know what? Speaking of the world champion, let's give Cody a promo because we've got a lot of time to film the show. We're gonna give him 6 minutes. Let's have him do it in the ring. He's the world champ. That's Cody Rhodes in the ring. He's talking about how he yet again he defends his world championship and he's still the world champion. And no matter who tries to challenge him, he's going to be a fighting champion, and he's going to be the champion that the AEW fans deserve and need. And he's nothing like that loser Adam Page, who promises the fans the world and never delivers. He always just comes up short, always fails. Damn, should we have him interact with John Moxley more here? Because I kind of want to do a similar thing we did with John Moxley, where we're gonna do that, but with Latin Mafia. But I feel like a promo between Cody Rhodes and John Moxley would just be really good. So yeah, I think maybe we'll just have John Moxley come on talking this too. We'll do 4 minutes, 4 minutes. How about we do 3 minutes? How about we do 3 minutes of Cody talking? John Moxley comes out, and then we can have also Adam Page come out, maybe. Kind of cut a promo on both of them, saying that he still wants his title shot, and then that can lead into the main event. You know what? We'll give John Moxley 2 minutes. He doesn't need to go on for that long. He's gonna be like, Cody, I'll make this real short. I thought I made it clear to you last week that I've got next. I want the next title shot. I don't give a damn what the hell you're talking about. I don't care what your problem is with Adam Page or Kenny Omega or Sting or anyone like that. And Cody's gonna be like, whoa, John, relax, like, chill. I have no issues with you, John Moxley. We can work this out. We can talk about it. We can set this up if you really want it. Obviously, though, he's not gonna try. He doesn't want to give him the match, but he also doesn't want that smoke right now. Let's see, John Moxley. Add another new pipe where Adam Page will come out, and he's also going to throw his name in the hat, where he's going to say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I did lose at the pay-per-view. Sometimes in life, you take a swing and you miss. That's how it goes. But, mama ain't raised no quitter. No, we should probably just have Andrade like on Collision win a singles match and also say he wants a title shot. We just have to keep having everyone say like, I should get a title shot. No, I should get a title shot. Kento Miyahara says it in Japanese. And then yeah, eventually we'll figure out what the hell we're doing. Some kind of 6-man scramble match. 6-man madness. So we need to steal the show match, and we've got 33 more minutes. Okay. Let's see. I mean, Darby Allin's been getting crazy numbers lately. How about we do let me look at teams real quick. I feel like the Briscoes have not wrestled FTR, but I feel like they've wrestled damn near everyone else. But I would like to give them a match. who's in this group again? It's Phantasma, Laredo Kid, and the one who's the third guy? Oh, Galeno Del Mal. Damn, well, Galeno Del Mal, he's not quite ready. All right, we'll do. This is a weird match. We're gonna do the Briscoe brothers versus Hijo del Fantasma and Laredo Kid. Laredo Kid getting on both shows this week. Good for him. Getting on Collision and Dynamite. Jay and Mark Briscoe and I'm just assuming the Briscoe brothers can work a steal the show match. I've definitely seen them steal the show in real life before. Clean win. You know what? Screw it. We are gonna have them interact with FTR. We'll figure out. I think my whole like modus operandi, if I'm using that term correctly here, has lately or at least in this episode has been we're just gonna book stuff and we're gonna figure it out as we go along. I want these guys to face FTR. When are we gonna do it? Don't know, but it will happen in the future. So let's start setting that up. So they're cutting a promo in the ring again, saying they're just kind of repeating what they said on Dynamite, where they're just saying like, we want, we think we've done more than enough to earn another crack at those AEW Tag Team Championships. Yeah, we're gonna have them get interrupted by FTR, and FTR is. Even though FTR lost, they were in a tag title match at pay-per-view and they lost. They're gonna say like, "Hold on now, you boys want to sit in that ring and say that you're the greatest tag team in the world and that you guys deserve a title shot, but the last time I checked, you guys have never wrestled us. You guys haven't beaten us." And the Briscoe brothers are gonna be like, "Hold on now, hold on. Didn't y'all lose? Didn't y'all get your asses beat at the pay-per-view by the Young Bucks? What the hell makes y'all think y'all deserve a title shot?" Everyone's just kind of having back and forth arguments in this episode. It's also funny because this is what we had FTR do when SCU wanted a title shot. They're just entitled jerks. If they're not the tag champs, they think they always deserve a title shot. They're just like, "Look, yeah, we lost last time, but we still deserve a title shot. God damn it." Okay. We need 14 more minutes. We should have Kenny Omega respond to CM. Oh wait, no, Kenny Omega was in this promo, right? I feel like CM Punk should just have a second segment on the show though, just because he's CM Punk. We're paying him like $1 billion. Okay, we're gonna do 3 minutes backstage. Let's do hype. So Renee Paquette is backstage. Don Callis and CM Punk. And yeah, she's gonna kind of act CM Punk like, well, you're here now in AEW, so when should we expect to see you in the ring? And CM Punk's gonna say, I'll tell you, Renee, I'm not gonna make the fans wait too long. Next week on Collision, CM Punk makes his official return to the ring. I'm gonna knock this ring rust off, and Kenny Omega, when I do, I'm coming for you. And I mean, yeah, he's probably gonna debut in like a tag match with Ricky Starks and Swerve or something. I don't know. Maybe he'll debut in a singles. We'll see. We'll see. Hard subject to change. Cool. Hyping up Collision. $11 more minutes. We should give Bryan Danielson another promo, maybe. Let's do a Danielson Walter thing. Shorten this to 3 minutes, even though this would really just be a quick angle after Bryan Danielson's match. We're just gonna say that after the match, Bryan Danielson beats Timothy Thatcher. Walter and Axel Tischer get in the ring. Bryan Danielson kind of squares up like he's ready to fight them. And then Walter's just gonna step forward and he's gonna kind of look at Bryan Danielson and kind of wave off the other two guys, and he's gonna be like, "All right, you say you want me in a cage match? All right, you're on." And neither of them have a microphone. It's just going to be them kind of face to face talking in the ring, and Walter's going to offer him a handshake, and Bryan Danielson accepts. So yeah, the cage match is on. Okay. 8 more minutes. Let's see. So I haven't given Latin Mafia a promo. Right, let's do that. Okay, I just double checking that we didn't already do that, actually. I started to second guess myself. Three minutes backstage. God, every time I think of Latin Mafia, I just like how Andrade wears those really nice suits. I just imagine like him dressed like that, and all of them kind of matching him, but not quite as like, not to the extent that he's doing it. But I imagine like Santana and Ortiz and like their gray slacks maybe with black tank tops. I think it would be funny to see the beast, to see Black Taurus and Demonic Flamita in suits, but still wearing their mask. But yeah, they're just backstage being vaguely threatening. Miss anyone? Oh yeah, I think I missed one. And yeah, they're gonna kind of also respond to Eddie Kingston here. Say, what? Do you think this is some kind of movie where, you think you're the hero and that you're gonna beat us in the end? Well, we've got bad news for you. This is the real world. And the real world is a much darker place than even you would know, Eddie Kingston. Oh, and Penta. Oh, right, we're teasing his heels. All right, this is a lot of promos already, and we need 5 more minutes. God. Give them 12. Give this straight up 15. All right, who did it? 115. I don't. Let me see. Who did we leave off the show? I'm sure AJ Styles and Sting. Oh, it gives me a Harrison on the show this time, but man, it's not much for him to do. He does speak English now, but he's not a great promo, so yeah, we're not gonna do that. Hmm. Oh yeah, I think we're just gonna leave it at that. Um, yeah, we're just gonna leave it at this. Actually, I was thinking of booking like a dark match or something, but I don't know. We're just gonna run the show. Last week we got an 86. It's gonna be hard to top. I don't know if we can do it this time, but I hope we do. So yeah, we're shooting for an 86. All right, this opening segment not quite as good as the one on Collision. Gets a 75. Not bad though, not bad. All right, more farthering the Punk versus Omega storyline. All right, Tech Masterclass, which we don't need in this save file, but yeah, 75 from Brian Danielson, Timothy Thatcher. I was hoping this would be a little bit better. Not gonna lie. I mean, but a 75, we'll take it. All right, we also got a 75 for this promo where Walter and Brian Danielson kind of shake hands and make their cage match official. So look forward to that next on Collision. All right, trios action. Eddie Kingston, Bandito, and Ray Phoenix get a win over Psycho Clown, Butcher, and Blade. This gets a 74. Ooh, and only a 65 promo. Man, Eddie, get it together, man. Come on. Come on, Eddie. I know you're distraught that you lost at the pay-per-view, but come on, you don't have to. You're distraught in character. You don't have to be distraught in real life. Uh, Bianca Belair versus Lakeland gets a 65. All right, it was a storytelling match, I guess. 60 from Bianca Belair. What happened there? Oh, she was holding back. Okay, and as was Kelly Klein. All right. All right. The segment after the match with Tokyo Cyber Squad saving Bianca Belair from a beatdown gets a 70. You know what? Not terrible, even though there's some red here. Yeah, not terrible. Thank God for that angle idea. Thank God. All right, second promo from CM Punk gets a 71. He will officially be debuting on Collision. Opponent TBD. All right, the Steal the Show match, the Briscoe Brothers versus Fantasma and Laredo Kid gets an 80. All right, best match on the show so far. All right, 72 promo here from the Briscoes and FTR. $68 from Latin Mafia. Man, we're not doing too good this show, I gotta say. Things are not, they're not hitting the way I would like them to. But that's okay. That's okay. You know, they can't all be, you can't have your best show every week. A 98. What? Wow, just when I said things aren't hitting, we pulled a Bob Burnquist, a 98. God, I need to like put the link to that video in the description because I feel like I keep just referencing Bob Burnquist and you guys must be like, what is he talking about? But yeah, look up Bob Burnquist X Games and you'll probably see the video. It'll probably come up first. Damn, this show needed this, so yeah, shout out to these guys. All right, and 79 main event from Adam Page and Brody King. Okay. Let's see what the show got. Oh, an 85. Oh, you know what? Okay, yeah. See now. Feel like Collision definitely deserved a better score, and I feel like this show deserved the worst, like a lower score somehow. Because aside from this 98, the show was kind of mid. I'll say the CM Punk promos did not hit the way they were on Collision for whatever reason. Yeah, I don't know. Weird scores here, but yeah, 85. We did 1 point worse than last week, but we'll take it. Oh, I forgot. I thought we canceled this. We have to book a half hour dark. All right, let's see. Let's see what we can do. this is officially an experiment. Is to determine whether or not we keep dark or just get rid of it. 30 minutes long. Okay. All right. First things first. Let's just book an FTR match. All right, they're gonna wrestle. Never had them face Private Party. Probably. I think. Like I have. Yeah, we can do it again though. Oh wow, we've never booked this before. That's crazy. I could have swore we have. All right, well, there's half the show. God, this is so stupid, man. All right, we're gonna make this shorter, I guess. Who else should we give a match to? Let's borrow Jamie Hayter, and I know Kelly Klein just oh, is Kelly Klein one of those people that can't work on Dark or something? Is that why people don't show up here when I try to book them? Do all right, just show me woman. I'm trying to look through this and it's too many people. Too many. Show me the ladies. I forgot Sky Blue was even here. Sure, we'll try her out. Let's do Hannah Kimura and Martina versus Jamie Hayter and Sky Blue. Right, 8 minutes. Hannah Kimura will simply win the match. We need to book 2 more minutes to proceed. That's hilarious. Anyone haven't booked? Oh, well, you know what? We're doing cruiserweight stuff, I said, so let's let's just give Wheeler Yuta a singles win. Let's do Wheeler Yuta versus Flip Gordon. Are you? No, he's slightly too big and he's a face. Loco is definitely not a cruiserweight. You know what? Let's just do the lore matchup. Let's just do Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia. Why not? Why not? See how it goes. Maybe they have good chemistry together. And we could book some promos and try to get the bonus here, but I don't care that much, if I'm being totally honest. I don't know. Oh, right, our ratio. I forgot about that. Okay, so we actually have to book some promos. And we have to make some of these shorter. Probably. Two minutes in the ring, character development. We're just gonna have FTR cut a promo. And you know, they're not even in the same storyline. So we're gonna have to do Nick and Matt Jackson off screen so it affects the tag title storyline. Which we should definitely put the Briscoes in. We'll give him a 3 minutes and just have it be before the match. Actually, let's see who should get a promo. Oh, we'll give Walter a promo. Yeah, so Walter, he's gonna say that he respects Bryan Danielson as a competitor, but he's not gonna feel sorry for what he does to him in the cage match. No mercy. Right. Oh, actually, won't be penalized, but now we're over slightly. What if we just take 1 minute from this? I don't know if you can get the wide range of angles bonus with only 2 angles. Oh, but now we would be penalized. Okay. Damn it. All right, so I don't know if you can get the wide range, the wide selection of angles bonus with only 2 promos. Let's find out. Let's see. Tokyo Cyber Squad getting a win. Gets a 66. Man, they got a 72 and a 73. Wow, holy shit. Man, they must be really getting over. Man. 75 promo from Walter. Thank you, Walter. Good old reliable. All right, Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia in a 7-minute match gets a 63. Neither of them did that bad actually. Oh, and they have great chemistry. Ooh, this is gonna be good for the future. '72 promo from FTR. Okay. All right, the main event gets a 69. Cash Wheeler was off his game. God damn you. God damn it, Cash. It's 68. All right, so you definitely can't get the angle bonus with only 2 angles. Let's note that for next time. Oh yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. 30 minutes seems a bit too short for a show, if I'm being honest. It's a bit too short. I don't know. We may just end up getting rid of Dark, honestly. I don't know. It's like, in theory, I like that we have a show where we can just kind of book whatever we want, and if we have guys like, let's say Wheeler Yuta, like let's say we were really trying to get him over, we could just keep giving him wins on Dark. But yeah, now having to book Collision and Dynamite, we've got a lot on our plate. We've got a lot on our plate right now. Although again, I kind of that would be an idea. Just move Dark to its own day and have it be taped multiple shows at a time. That is an option. That's something we could. Let's see. Dynamite got an 85. NXT got a 71. Psh, scrubs. Scrubs over here, Amateur Hour. Danny Limelight and Yuya Uemura as teaming together, okay? And Lady Maravilla and Zeuxis. Oh, and Ilya Dragunov and Ihilda. No, Dragunov. Your tag team partner is Colt Cabana. What are we doing here? What the hell, man? Evolve made a contract offer to William Regal. William Regal's a free agent? Huh. You know, I probably did see this when it happened and just decided not. Oh yeah, Dynamite, 9 million viewers. AJ Mendez saying we should give Psycho Clown promo time. All right, that is out of left field. Okay. All right, so that's gonna do it for our week of booking. I think I'm gonna get us up to like Sunday here, and then we're just gonna call it. Yeah, a bit of a later stream today, but I definitely just wanted to get this stream done because I knew we had to do the debut of Collision, so I didn't really want to put it off till next week. And I mean, yeah, the shows went well, even though we didn't really have a clear direction for either of them. Oh, que bonito! Hold on. Oh man. Oh man, I would love to sign Camonito. It wouldn't do anything. We would just put him at ringside for matches. That's all we would do. All right, but yeah, you know, I didn't have as much time as I would have liked to come up with ideas for these episodes, but you know, we kind of powered through and things worked out. But yeah, definitely in the future, I'm gonna try to be better about that, so that way we're not fumbling and stumbling through the whole episode like we did this time. Although, I don't know, I find that usually right after the pay-per-views is kind of the hardest time for me to book. It feels like everything's so wide open that it's kind of hard to decide on what you want to do next. But as you kind of get closer to like your next big show, things become a bit more clear and it gets easier. So yeah, it should be better next stream. I'm saying we already know we're doing a cage match. We already know we're building to CM Punk and Kenny Omega, some sort of 6-man world title match. Bianca Belair versus yeah, let's see here. All right, so Winter is Coming is happening November 30th and December 2nd. So yeah, I've got. Oh man, so yeah, it's like next. All right, so we're gonna do that Hana Kimura Bianca Belair match on one of these two shows here. And yeah, if we want CM Punk versus Kenny Omega to happen on Winter is Coming, well, I mean, we're building up to it already, so yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Let's just see here in case there's anything interesting or juicy. No, nothing at all. Okay. Not extreme rules, broken rules. The rules are there, but people are gonna break them. It's not quite extreme. Oh yeah, you know what? I just thought about this now, but we should probably yeah, we'll have Evil Penta show up at Winter is Coming. Yeah, that'll definitely be a cool time to do that. Oh yeah, so we got some stuff in motion. You know, we got plans going. Kenny Omega was in New Japan. What do you do? Oh right, I almost forgot. We have to We have to have CM Punk in a promo mention that Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi broke up. Right. We definitely need to do that. He definitely needs to call him out on that. Be like, oh, what? You mad because you broke up with your little boyfriend? The crowd would be like, oh! They booked him to lose to Davey Boy Smith and Roppongi 3K. Get the hell out of here, man. Get the hell out of here. What are we doing, New Japan? All right, and on that note, this is going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, leaving a comment even, if you don't mind. Any type of support count is appreciated. God, I can't talk anymore, man. This has been a long stream. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. CMLL stream next week. Probably not on. I keep saying Friday and Sunday, but I'm not even gonna say Friday anymore. Just it'll be probably on Saturday. I'm sure something will come up. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.